Welcome to my boss guide for Abzu on Chapter 10, Final Fantasy VII Remake, hard difficulty of course. Now I'll show you my materia setup first guys, and then I'll go into my upgrade tree for my weapons. So I'm only using sort of a minimalistic setup here, so there's a lot of things you can add on if you want to make it a bit easier, but as long as you follow what I do, this should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to run you through all the steps, step by step, and pause it as we go along and break it down. So Cloud, Hard Edge, Chain Bangle, Fury Ring. He's got a fire materia linked to Elemental, and then he's got the time materia. These all need to be maxed by the way, and we've got fire mainly because that's Abzu's weakness. Now Tifa, she's got Metal Knuckles, Geometric Bracelet, and the Fury Ring. She's got fire linked to Elemental as well in her weapon, and she's got First Strike and ATB Assist. Remember, this is like a minimalistic setup. You can add a few things onto it if you want. Aerith, Mithril Rod, Force Bracelet, and Fury Ring. She's got a fire linked to MP Absorb. That's just so she gets a little bit back, because this boss fight is right at the start of the level, just so you got a bit for the rest of the chapter. Magic Up, both of them maxed, and she's got the other First Strike. So that's their setups guys. Like I say, it's a minimalistic setup, but that's what you want at the least, and they need to be maxed. You want to make sure you've got Fury Rings each, because that increases damage quite a lot. You take more damage, but if you're not taking any, then it don't matter too much. So Cloud, Hard Edge, main core, he's got everything except for buff duration. Subcore 1, attack damage and Punisher mode attack damage he's got there. Subcore 2, he has got, this is similar to what we've got for everyone by the way, sort of always going for attack by the way, attack and materia slots. We don't really go for the things you don't use much, like limit break damage and aerial damage. Subcore 2, it's got everything except for Stagger Siphon. Subcore 3, everything except for limit break damage. And Subcore 4, everything except for weapon ability critical hit rate and that extra materia connected slot, which we don't need. Tifa, Metal Knuckles. So the main core, she's got everything. Subcore 1, only attack damage. Subcore 2, everything. Subcore 3, everything except for concentration activation. Subcore 4, everything except for the defense nodes. And Subcore 5, everything except for the last two connected slots. You may notice I'm not going for things like a critical and stuff. That's because I don't want to rely on chance in order to make this a bit more consistent for you guys to follow. I hope. That's my aim. Hopefully it works out that way. Aerith, her Mithril Rod. So main core, she's got everything. Subcore 1, everything. Subcore 2, everything except for defense and the limit break. And Subcore 3, everything except for debuff resistance and that last connected materia slot. Right, so on to the battle guys. There's one thing I want to show you very quickly to begin with. I'm not going to mention this again, so I just want to tell you now. As you know, with ATB assist, when you use two commands back to back, it refunds some ATB to your allies, and it's really useful for when you're being aggressive and you want to get through boss fights quick. Now with Tifa and her Focus Strike, that's one of her only abilities that gives back ATB when you actually used that. So you actually expend an ATB using it, but it gives you a bit of ATB back. Now if you use that back to back, it doesn't trigger the ATB assist. I'm not sure if that's deliberate or a glitch, but the way around it is every time you do a Focus Strike, straight after attack 2 or 3 times. Well, basically 1 to 3 times. So either attack once, twice or 3 times, and then quickly do the next one, and then the ATB assist will trigger. If you do not punch in the middle of it with square, by the way, just a basic attack, it will not trigger that ATB assist. So when we use it here, you always use 2 back to back, so it always makes sure you got 2 ATB gauges. Focus Strike, punch twice, Focus Strike again, and then you'll see the ATB boost given to your allies. But if you do not punch in between guys, there'll be no ATB assist. So I'm not going to mention that again. I just want you to know, whenever I'm doing Focus Strike with Tifa, I'm always doing 2 at once, and I'm always punching in the middle. So I don't want you to be thinking, why is he triggering ATB assist? But I'm not. That is why guys. and we use that quite a lot here. This boss, he doesn't get any chance to attack. We just keep on the aggression, keep on the pressure, literally, and he doesn't get a chance to do anything. It's mainly Tifa with that focus strike. Honestly, it's awesome once you get going because it's refilling ATB when you use it, and it's also giving ATB to your allies, guys. Right, so that's everything explained. It's taken a few minutes, guys, and a lot of you may think, just get onto the fucking fight, man. But I do like to explain things because it makes it just more consistent for you guys. So here we go, guys. Now it's very important you sort of follow my steps here. Only use ATB when I mention it. So to begin, roll towards a boss and do a triangle attack with Tifa. She needs to be your leader. Straight after she's done that triangle attack, so sort of when she's in the air like this, after doing it and hitting the boss, switch to Aerith and use a fire level 3 Faraga, the maximum tier, the highest tier, on the boss's horns. Any of its horns. So first of all, roll towards the boss, press triangle to do like the uppercut, then switch to Aerith and do Faraga on the boss, on its right horn or its left horn. As long as it's on one of its horns, that's okay, and it must be a level 3. And then straight after that, do another triangle attack as Tifa, and that should have given you 2 gauges by then, if not already, because first strike, sometimes it gives you full 2 gauges, sometimes it doesn't when you begin the fight, it's sort of random. And straight after, Aerith lands with that fire. Do 2 focus strikes with Tifa, and remember, make sure you punch in between them. And then as soon as Aerith's got another full ATB gauge, cast another Faraga, another fire level 3. And then again, back to Tifa and do 2 more focus strikes. You should be able to get, in total, 4 focus strikes in before the boss sort of comes into enrage, or you may just be doing the 4th when this begins. So just keep going for this. Once the boss is enraged and you performed them 4 focus strikes, you can throw another Faraga as Aerith. So just break it down quickly, guys. To begin, roll towards the boss, triangle attack, Aerith, fire level 3, Tifa, triangle attack, Tifa 2 focus strikes, Aerith fire level 3, then Tifa 2 focus strikes again. The boss will be enslaved, and at this point Aerith should have some more ATB. Remember, every time Tifa does 2 focus strikes, you're giving ATB to your allies. So the boss has come enslaved. You've just done your 4th focus strike. You should have another ATB of Aerith at this point. So Aerith, cast another Faraga level 3. There we go. The boss will become pressured again just after his enslaved trigger. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to do a focus thrust as Cloud, then a focus strike as Tifa, focus thrust as Cloud, and then back to Tifa to do a second focus strike. Just remember, when you switch into Tifa, make sure you're quick, because you quickly need to punch a few times straight after she completes that first focus strike in order to get that ATB assist on the second one. So Cloud focus thrust, Tifa focus strike, Cloud focus thrust, Tifa focus strike. Remember to punch in between Tifa's focus strike. The boss will become pressured again, and then just do 2 more focus strikes as Tifa. Remember to punch in between them, and at this point the boss should jump in the water, and his stagger gauge should be similar to that. Do not use any more of Aerith's ATB gauge after that last time I did, because you're going to need him for this next bit. And what you're doing now, you're waiting for him to jump out of the water. And there we go. Straight as soon as he jumps out, Aerith and a fire level 3 again. Faraga, always cast fire level 3 in this fight. Fire level 3, that will pressure him again. And now we're just going to do focus strikes with Tifa until the boss is staggered. And as soon as the boss is staggered, as soon as the boss is staggered, guys, you're going to use stop with Cloud. So very quick, stagger him, shouldn't have much left, there we go. Going to switch to Cloud and use stop. If you don't use stop, you can kill him in time before it wears off. It just gives you a bigger window to just get everything in and defeat him. Because you have got to take away almost half his health now. So stop with Cloud, and that's going to make his stagger gauge last about 10 seconds longer. It's a great help in this fight. So stop with Cloud, and then as soon as you've used that, you're going to use Rays of Judgment with Aerith. If she hasn't quite got 2 full gauges, just switch to her, do a few attacks quickly. You have time, as long as you're quick. And then cast a Race of Judgment. Then back to Tifa and do 2 True Strikes. But if she's not got 2 full ATB gauges, use triangle attacks first. Because we always want to use 2 full ATB gauges with Tifa back to back to give ATB assist to your allies. So here we go. Aerith, yes, use that Ray of Judgment. You don't have to use, I guess you could use Faraga if you want, but I'm just thinking about MP for the rest of the chapter. So Race of Judgment, then to Tifa, 2 True Strikes, and then the boss is near enough dead. I mean, you can do another Faraga, or you can do one as Cloud like I'm doing here, or do one as Tifa even. So yeah, that's it, the boss is dead. As you can see, I still had quite a bit of time left, and I still had a few options available to me, because I mean Tifa just got another ATB gauge back. But that's basically it, guys. You have got to be quick, always keep the pressure on quickly, and remember you need to be quick with unfocused strikes. It's very important you always trigger that ATB assist with Tifa, because that keeps you guys, your team, always attacking, keeping the boss pressured and keeping him pressured, so it stops him doing a lot of his attacks basically, where he have his states where he can't be interrupted, and it just keeps the fight nice. And I mean, he didn't even have chance to attack, bless him. Maybe they'll have a chance in the next fight later on. But that's it, guys. Abzu, I hope it helped, and I'll catch you on the next video.
Just to take out Avalanche, would they?